Welcome to Ukulele the Pros. I'm Terry Carter. This is our Chord Mania lesson for today. And we're going to be dealing with the A major chord. So we've been going through a lot of chords. We've already done the A minor chord, so the A major is very similar. But when I thought of this chord, there's already a lot of songs that pop into my head that we can play with this. So that one I just played, Nobody Knows You When You're Down and Out, which is a Jimmy Cox song made famous by Bessie and Eric Clapton. Blvd of Broken Dreams by Green Day has that song, Dock of the Bay. Has that A major chord as well. So it's an important chord to know for us ukulele players. So let's just dive right into it. Alright, so here's our chord shape. It's fairly simple because it's just a 2-finger chord. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my middle finger here on the 4th string, 4th string, 2nd fret. Then my first finger is going to be on the 3rd string, 1st fret. And then I'm going to play open, 2nd string, open, 1st string. And then I'm going to strum all 4 strings on this one for the A. Now I do have a low G on my ukulele, so if my A note sounds a little bassier than yours, that's the reason why. Alright, so here's your A major chord. Again, middle finger on the 4th string, 2nd fret. First finger on the 3rd string, 1st fret, and then open, 2nd, and open, 1st. And you want to make sure that each string is ringing out nice and clear. No kind of muted or thud sound, so make sure you're playing right on your fingertips. Make sure those 2 fingers have a nice rounded curved knuckles, and each string is nice and clear. Alright, so if you've been following these Chord Mania lessons, you know that besides just showing you the shape, which is step number 1, I always expect a little bit more out of you as an ukulele player. You got to know a little bit more, dig a little bit deeper, and you're going to get some much better results by knowing some of the theory behind this and also how to slide this shape up and down. So let's talk about this chord a little bit and the notes involved. So if we're playing this chord, this first note here is an A, right? So that's the 4th string, 2nd fret. That's your root. Then your first finger here on the 3rd string, 1st fret, is the C sharp note. Let me come actually on with a closer shot. Okay, so we got C sharp, then we got open 2nd string, which is E, and then open 1st string, which is A. So A, C sharp, E, and A. So this is a triad, not a 7th chord that has 4 notes of some of the fancier jazz chords that you can play, but this is just a triad, meaning 3 notes. The A being the root, C sharp being the 3rd, A, B, C sharp, because in the key of A major, the C is sharp, and then open 2nd string is E, so A, B, C sharp, D, and E. That's the 5th of the chord. So root A, 3rd, C sharp, 5th, E. And that all comes from the major scale. So if I was to play that major scale, A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, and A. So root, 2nd, 3rd, which is C sharp, 4th is D, 5th is E, F sharp is the 6th, G sharp is the 7th, and A. But notice we're only going to be dealing with the root, the 3rd, and the 5th. So this particular chord then, the A major, also can be slid up and down the neck. So we take this shape and we just simply, if we just slide those 2 fingers up, actually that's kind of a cool chord, right? Kind of give you a Spanish style sound. But in order to really do this properly, we can't just slide this up, even though That sounds cool, but we want to do it properly. So we want to slide not only those two fingers up, but we also want to account for the open strings, which means we got to move those fingers up as well. So I got to finger it slightly different. So I got to do my first finger here on the first and second string, first fret. And now I'm going to refinger this. So instead of this, I'm just going to refinger it. My third finger here is on the fourth string, third fret. And my second finger is on the third string, second fret. And then my first finger is barring. And what that means is I got to lay it nice and flat over the first two strings. Kind of hard to do if it's new to you. Still want to get those notes nice and clean. And then whatever this note is the name of the chord. Because if we were here on the A, this was A because that note, fourth string, second fret is A. So if we slide it up one fret, now whatever note this is the name of the chord. So in this case, this is a B flat. So this is a B flat major chord, or you can also call it A sharp. Okay, so what we learned, even if I finger it slightly different, slide it up one fret, we got B flat or A sharp. What would happen if we slide it up one more fret? So now our third finger's on the fourth string, fourth fret. So whatever note that is, and if you don't know that, I'm telling you, it's a B note. So now this is your B chord. Slide it up again, and you have a C. So the only difference between, for example, this C chord and that C chord is just the way it's fingered, but it's literally the same chord. And if you saw a C chord, you could play either shape. All right, but we're going back now to what we did here is our A. So now, what's cool about this is that you can play this shape all over the neck. And so if a chord comes up like B flat, which is not a real typical chord that, you know, people may panic when they see that chord, you now can think, okay, A shape, slide it up one fret, and I have my B flat chord. Now the last thing I wanted to go over is just how closely related the A major chord is and the A minor chord is. So if we go back here to my close-up, here's our A major chord. And remember, the A minor, which we did in a previous lesson, all I have to do is take up my first finger, and here it is, because the A minor is only second finger on the fourth string, second fret, open third, open second, and open first. And I actually have that chord right here for you. So there's your A minor. So notice that's your A minor. Then, to get back to our chord that we're working on today, A major, all we have to do is put the first finger down. A minor, A major. But we want you to use your ear for that. So notice the sound of the A major, kind of a bright, happy sound, versus the A minor. A little bit of a sad or darker quality. So A major, A minor, and A major. All right, so there's our chord today, the A major triad in the open position. Remember the notes to that, A, C sharp, and E, and then remember how you can slide this up and down. All right, so back to our song. There's your A, 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 A.